1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. Next rhythm on that page. 3, 4 times. 1 and 2 and 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. And the 4, 4 rhythm activity. 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. All right, so this is the Unit 3, where students learn the eighth notes for the first time. 2 eighth notes is equal to a quarter note. I love to have the image of an apple that gets cut in half so the students know that the 2 halves equal to 1 full apple. 2 eighth notes are usually beamed up at the top or at the bottom for the left hand, and then 4 eighth notes look like what you see in the top of the page. So we want our students to internalize the rhythm, so that's why I have 4 marching children. You could have them step, march around the room, sway to the beat, put their metronome on and clap, tap, snap, whatever you can do. You know, have them tap on their feet so that they internalize the rhythm. Follow the leader is at the bottom of the page. This is an ear training activity. The 2 little girls are stepping right next to, or right behind each other, the little sister with the big sister, and they are stepping in time with each other. Your teacher will clap a rhythm. Clap it back. Which one do you hear, A or B? So I'll just do one of these and you can tell yourself which one I am clapping. All right, and definitely go ahead and clap that back. And of course that was letter B. Are You Sleeping? Wonderful student and teacher duet part by Kevin Olson. I wish you could hear it together. But you can definitely download all of these duets. You can certainly use the CDs that are in the books so that the student really has a great way of playing with another part. So the musicality girl at the bottom of the page asks, did you count steadily? And can you play the piece at a quarter note is equal to 88? There's also a time to compose activity in the middle of the page. And the little boy says, make up your own first 4 measures. Use eighth notes and be sure to count out loud. So the student might want to do. Just a little bit of a piece is enough for them to start thinking about how they can create their own music. Now let's turn to page 18. The new note is the B below middle C. In the treble clef, I asked the students again to use unit practice, 1 measure plus 1 downbeat. And I also asked them to practice measure 2 and measure 4 at a thinking tempo 5 times correctly. So you might ask me, what's a thinking tempo, Dr. Marlais? It's so that the student knows that they don't play any faster than they can play accurately. So think about that. A thinking tempo. Okay, if I do this particular tempo, I think I can play that correctly. I like to say thinking tempo instead of saying a slow tempo, because that bores children and it makes them sad that I don't think that they can do it. So a thinking tempo is just completely positive. So here's measure 2. Oh, wow, that's good. So they get the idea that there's just a little bit of a move, right? From finger 2 on C to the 5th finger on G in the right hand. So they do have to transfer their weight a little bit. And then on measure 4. Right, so we want them to practice measures 2 and 4. So here's on a unicycle. A great push off at the end. Good phrasing helps you to play musically. That's what the musicality girl says. So I think I'm going to play it one more time. Allegro is the tempo, so we can think of Mozart happily dancing. Good piece. On the next page, page 19, is ear training. This is how I teach ear training for every level of succeeding at the piano. So in the second edition, you'll see it in the theory book. In the all-in-one, of course, it's in the only book that the student has per level. So Yankee Doodle, that's always a second interval. And this is always a third interval. So I teach them Yankee Doodle, we sing it over and over again, and then I have them close their eyes and I'll play. Oh, what do you think that is? Oh, that's a second, right. What do you think that interval is? It's a third. Good, let's sing Yankee Doodle again. And when students get to minor, of course, it's a very sad Yankee Doodle for that minor third. Okay, for our fourth, of course, here comes the bride. For that open fourth interval. And then Ba Ba Black Sheep is a great one for fifths. And then at the end of the page are just some patterns that you can play for your student and see how well they are doing with their intervals. March of the Toreadors is on page 20. I have a little information about Georges Bizet, who was a French composer and wrote this very famous piece for his opera Carmen. So you'll notice there was the woodpecker touch release. So the wrist and the forearm and the hands stay as one. And then we have staccato notes at the end of slurs. So we definitely want to use that propulsion, right, of the upper arm. Strong drive. Good. Both hands. Push up. Drop, push off, drop, push off, drop, push off. Oh, great piece, and the students are really learning their technique well.